Hey people, Infantry here, 53 Faction War. This is Steel Province and Space Marines versus Orks. For the blue Space Marine team, we have two Techmarines. First up is Katla. This is the Black Templars Elite Scheme recolored grey. And Endor with some Blood Ravens. These guys fight in ranged combat by default, put out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair, even get into some melee. And alongside, this is Saya with a Apothecary, support hero that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health. Regeneration Aura. Red Orky team, two Warbosses. First up oLev, and we've got EM7 with the same colour scheme, I think. These guys walk through objects, fight in melee combat, some strong disruption and support, and perpetual anger. Alongside, completing the teams, is St. Kelly as a mech boy. There he goes, teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, and has a bunch of Orky gadgets. A stiff left hook as well, look at that. Scouts are keeping him in place for tactical marines to shoot. There we go. Apothecary's going to die immediately here in first engagement. That was not worth getting the cap for, buddy. Warboss with a good special attack. Look at that. That wasn't even his stomp. Sluggers getting in, but they are pretty low. Tactical marines should be able to deal with them, yeah. Power armored elbows can do some work for you. More shooters coming in, more sluggers coming in. Warboss continues to harass the back lines. Mech boy off the field, of course. Yeah. oLev, meanwhile, west side. Also smacking some tactical marines. We already have burners up here. And they've been pushed back. It's tough for Space Marines to stand against the double shooters opening of Orks in that first engagement, especially if they don't have the Force Commander to disrupt things and like help deal with the sluggers and stuff. Warboss is still here, and that issue is compounded, of course, when you have a 2v2 fight like here and you have four shooter boys potentially focusing on one thing. Like, how long are scouts going to last when four shooter squads are firing upon them? We have shotgun scouts here and a scout sergeant on the way. Now, Space Marines had a really tough time last time out facing the Orks. Just that tier 3 combination of flash kits and knob squads is pretty devastating to Space Marines if they aren't already set up. Those blasters just hammering your elite infantry in the back lines and the knob squads coming at you. Tough to deal with that. Tactical Marine fell over. Mech boy's got a def gun, he knows how to use it. Suppressing all that stuff there. Techmarine goes for the revive and should be able to get it. This is Endor with Bionics. Devastators, what are they up to? Gonna help bash that power, maybe? Just a 1-to-1 cap here. Only one VP missing, and it's from the Orks, but there's the 2-to-1. Look at this. Scouts. If scouts can catch shooter boys isolated like this, and they have their shotguns, they can really wreck them. Just get close, be aggressive. Shotguns do more damage the closer you get, as you see there. Only the scout ones, though. I don't think any of the other shotguns in the game work like that. Would be nice to see some consistency there. Dawn of War 2 can sometimes lack consistency with weapons and stuff. These guys might want to spin their firing arc a little bit more to the right. Maybe they're worried about things coming through this way. Boss pole is up from the Warboss. You can tell by the orangey glow. Increasing health and stuff. And look at this. Enhanced custom shooter. Actually can be pretty useful against enemy setup teams. You can disrupt them with the shoot 'em good. Does some decent damage too. 33 piercing DPS. And look at that. 47 melee DPS. Increases his melee damage a little bit. Starts off at 42.5. A little bit more damage per swing. Storm Boy's jumping in. These guys with power melee weapons. Apothecary just backing the hell off. Might want to get Purification Rites or the Purification Vials. Just purify some stuff. The Xenos Taint. Katla here going for this. Cat. Devastator's using their vengeance rounds. Need to support here though, Sia, because this jump is going to happen and Katla's going to collapse on this side. Yeah, Sia was a little bit slow coming in here. Got distracted shooting something else. I think it was some shooter boys. Storm Boys dropped 2 models, but they did their job. Warboss coming in alongside. And Sia now being pincered from 2 sides potentially. Sluggers with their burners, they're quite low. Saya trying to stay in play, but this might be dicey here. Especially all suppressed and sluggers coming in. They break the suppression just in time to get a little burst on the sluggers there. These tactical marines down to a single model. I think they'll be okay though. Devastators from Katla coming back in. And it was actually well played by Sia in the end. Did keep the tactical marines in play. And the Apothecary gets the revive. That's well done. I thought they were going to get caught way worse than they did. But look at this. Meanwhile, St. Kelly takes the opportunity to do some power bashing. Also got a Pain Boy up. Assault Squad jumping in from Saya. And Assault Squads might be vital for the Space Marines to disrupt and get in amongst the flash kits. Wait for the knobs to get into your lines and then jump over everything into the flash kits. You don't want to jump. You don't want to initiate with a jump when there's knobs on the field because they're just going to tear you apart. But you only see one Assault Squad so far. Double Devastators for Katla. Where's the others? Well, right here. Maybe go for the Garrison. Looks like it. And we have Endor with some Devastators too, of course. Eventually, they're going to try and get this node back. Come on, fellas. There you go. Cap it. There you go. Got some shooter boys now, though. Fully upgraded shooters with their knob leaders and their big shooters. And they know how to dack up. Look at that. Aiming, what's that? Suppresses the Techmarine. This is the one with Bionics. What does Katla have? No war gear yet. Apothecary also no war gear. What about these Orks? Just the Def Gun that we've seen and EM7's loadout that we've seen as well. Into level 2 this guy. Meanwhile, west side, Orks are keeping up the pressure, that's for sure. Look at the difference these Assault Squad Marines make. Keeping Sia in play there. Storm Boys getting the jump. Somehow they got the other Devastators out of the Garrison too. Maybe Burners came in and did some work or something. Storm Boys getting caught, but I think they're going to be okay. Come on, Apothecary. Can't quite get a model there at the end. Assault Squad gets some kills. More Storm Boys coming in. These are oLev's second Storm Boys squad. Already on 3 models. What are they doing? Run away, boys. Look at this though. Space Marines get the cap. And it's all because of Sia's staying power here with the Assault Squad in play. But every time Sia supports that west side, St. Kelly is very... Oh, this is oLev. oLev very quick this time. Getting onto the power with Burners. Got 2 gens already. And maybe the node. Devastators will suppress them. Oh, no, they won't. They're using Vengeance rounds. Should have suppressed them there. Would have maybe stopped the node being bashed. Going to get caught in retreat, are they, by Assault Marines? Oh, they didn't even bother hitting them. Because of the scary Orks coming in this way. Pain Boy to support the sluggers. With that heal over time. 401 to 450 on the VPs. Tank busters on the way for St. Kelly. We might see more than one tank buster too. There's a revive for the Apothecary. Does have the purification vials. Katla taking an awful lot of damage here. There's the vial throw. It's a good one. Good hit on those sluggers. And now Saya can get a revive and maybe a level here. Yep, gets level 3. Powers up that heal. Look at that. Got the Tech Marines a full there. Tactical Marines trying to stand their ground. They do have their sergeant. Got the power melee of Storm Boys supported by a war truck. Just too much for them to deal with right there. But Saya is still in play. Assault Squad do not have their melted. The Apothecary is very low. Needs to be so careful. Maybe get the Sanguine Chainsword if there's a double Storm Boys to brawl with. Perhaps. I'm sure they want to get some other stuff up there. They do have some Stern Guard veterans coming back into play. Those guys are first company tactical marines that can change their ammo to combat all targets. Using their Kraken bolts at the moment to shoot up the Warboss. So another purification vials. Storm Boys with the Ard Boys. Can they finish him? I don't think so. Oh, maybe. Retreated through the vials. Down to 14 hit points. Oh, they're so close. 8, 3. One more bolt pistol shot. And they get it. Well done, Apothecary. I wonder if the Apothecary is going to go down now. Yeah, Apothecary goes down. But it was worth it. Gets the Anointed Power Axe up, actually. Stern Guard switching to their Hellfire rounds to do damage over time to the light infantry. Looks like St. Kelly's sluggers are still on range stance. There we go. Get some chopping going, fellas. Neglecting to use a little bit of cover here, Seiya. The Stone Guard have to flee. Sluggers here incredibly low, but they get in on the Devastators. Tactical Marines are there, forcing melee combat. Oh, if Katla was a little bit more observant, could have killed those guys. They might die anyway. They do die anyway. Well done. Good little passage of play by these Space Marines. They have the west side back. East side, meanwhile, we have a Dreadnought. We have Tank Busters. We have a War Truck. It's all going on. 393 to 382. Tank Busters on the way also for EM7. That's a default melee Dreadnought. Storm Boys with their Knob Leader here. There's that stun on landing. It's a big boy, that Knob Leader. But didn't attack the Devastators there. They could have definitely got at least one model, maybe two, off those guys. Here we see a revive from Katla. Gonna get a level 3 Techmarine, and Refractor Field on the way. Has the Melter Gun and Signum Armor. Could not expect a Melter Gun purchased against Orks, really. Plasma Gun is really good against Knobs, and you've got the Mastercrafted Bolter to suppress stuff. Goes for the Melter. Good damage to all targets from short range. And that Signum, of course, for the marked target. Also very useful against Knobs. Tier 3 for St. Kelly. Dreadnought has a little bit of XP. Could do with a little bit of repairs too. Needs to really focus those Tank Busters. There's double Tank Busters now for EM7. Dreadnought's going to take at least one volley here, you would think. We have Missile Launcher Tactical Marines. Help go after the War Trucks. Assault Squad jumping in. Warboss is there to counter-initiate. That's a big stomp from the Cyborg Implants. And they still have that boss pole, of course. Space Marines pushing through, though. Pushing through well. Katla, had a rough time of it on the west side. Look at that. Lost all of the Devastators. Must have been a jump, and the War Truck delivered some sluggers in. Goes tier 3. Needs some support on that side, though. 326 to 382. Orks have a 50 VP lead. Not that large. Trying to get a power bash here. Apothecary's going to throw his vials. Oh, maybe not. He's going to get stunned by shooting good. Couldn't throw the vials. Sniper scouts here from Seiya. Have they always had snipers? Need to run away, boys. There you go. Can maybe turn now and get some shots off. Warboss gets another big old stomp. Where are these scouts going? Use your range, guys. Oh, they want grenades. They want grenades. That's what they want. Some decent grenades going in. War Truck, though, delivers a flank from oLev. Those guys get away. Do these guys get away? It's a lot of melee. Ouch. They do not. They do not. Well played, oLev. That might have broken the two Tech Marines now. Katla with that earlier fight on the west side, and now Endor. Going to be tough to recover from this at this point in the game, just as they go tier 3. The Dreadnought did survive. The War Truck went down here. So they got one of them. The barrage can disrupt the Devastators. Allow the Sluggers to get in, maybe. There we go. Sluggers are still suppressed, but I think they'll get there before these guys set up again. Yeah, and the Dreadnought can't risk fighting with the double Tank Busters in play. Gonna get a full bash here. These guys just got out of the drop pod, but they haven't moved yet from Endor. 325 to 339. Sniper scouts can maybe pick off some Tank Busters from long range. And Terminators? No. It's just a reinforcing drop pod. Got a lot of value out of that, though. Here we have a Whirlwind from Seiya. That's a drop pod that you can call in from the hero themselves. There is another one from the global bar that gives you Tactical Marines. Assault Squad, I think, initiating a little bit early. They want to try to draw the Warboss in a little bit more. It's so tough to do, though. Because if they jump in and just immediately get a big stomp, they're kind of out of the fight. 325 to 317. VP's evened up by the Space Marines. Well played. Not sure. Yeah, Katla's just being pushed all the way back to base here, and they're going to get a full bash. They must have got something else up and then lost it. Oh, maybe not. Terminators are in. That's where the resources went. They instantly get stunned and are immediately fighting Storm Boys. And they can do a lot of damage to Terminators. Power Fists. They're going to drop a model here. Yeah, they dropped a model immediately. Storm Boys are mean. These guys level 2. And now reinforcing off the war truck, of course. They did get a full retreat. Maybe oLev didn't need to... I mean, they got a full bash, didn't they? Did they? Maybe it was only 2 gens. Apothecary almost level 5 with the axe and the vials. Trying to keep pressure up over here is Endor. That prevents EM7 just from marauding through the mid all the time, kind of thing. Dreadnought is still around, keeping it defensive. Techmarine with Bionics for Endor. Where's that whirlwind? It comes to the west side. This is a bad place to put your whirlwind because stuff could come in from this side. You want to put it over here. Nice and safe in the corner. It's a bad place to put it. They do have the west side though. Well, this is what we call a potential power harass. Those buffed up tank busters buffed by the mech boy there. With more Daka. Makes them fire quickly, I think. Used to like doing knockback and stuff. It used to be crazy, that global. But I think they changed all that. 290 to 297. 2-to-1 cap for the Space Marines. They do have a decent mass of stuff here. Because Seiya has preserved their things quite well. Have they Stern Guard leveled up? They are level 2. They did get a full bash though, and potentially a decap here. There's a looted tank to deal with for Endor. And they are depleted. The Dreadnought limps away. Does survive though. The mech boy was chasing it, I think. Yeah, Seiya needs to carry here. While the allies rebuild. And Seiya's the only one that stayed in tier 2. And it was actually quite important that they did. If they went tier 3 also, they wouldn't have this whirlwind, which might die right here, right now, actually. Knobs are chasing it. Need to keep moving, dude. Got the Hunter Killer Missile and one more barrage, but it wasn't worth losing your whirlwind for. We do have Assault Cannon Terminators. Oh, grenades taking out the war truck there. Scouts do go down, though. Just as I said, Seiya was preserving their stuff really well. They lose the Scout Squad or whirlwind. Assault Marines are now gone. It was rough. It was really rough. And already 2 flash kits on the field with blasters. That's probably what helped wipe out the assault squad so quickly. It's going to be really difficult now to come back. Look, they have no momentum here, the Space Marines. And the flash kits are just insane. Mark target on these guys. Got rid of one of them. But yeah, there's no assault marines to jump the back lines now. We have a librarian. That could mean force barrier shenanigans. In comes a venerable dreadnought from Endor. Unique to the Techmarine. Doesn't like tanks though. Gets shot up by tanks. Would be great to see the venerable dreadnought get a las cannon arm option or something. One of those big twin linked las cannons. That would be awesome. Mech boy's gonna die. Maybe. Did he retreat just in time? Or maybe he did. Retreated just in time. Terminators, yeah, they're a bit too far forward. Get back. Not sure what Katla said there. Well, my termies won't fire. Really? Hopefully it's fixed itself. A late pain boy up there for oLev, maybe to do surgery on those knobs. Have they been surgerized already? Does have the implant equipment. Maybe they got the +1 speed. Not always easy for me to tell. Guess I'm just not observant enough. Those guys teleport away. And they're firing. There we go. They can suppress with that assault cannon too. And it's enough suppression damage to actually do suppression by itself. Every ranged weapon, as far as I understand it, does a little bit of suppression damage, which can help kind of keep things suppressed, but it's typically not enough to suppress stuff by itself. There we go. Nob squad suppressed by base turrets and stuff. Still chasing a Techmarine around, popping their frenzy to break that suppression. 287 to 231. Some more devastators up here for Seiya. Gone for a las cannon. Anti-vehicle, of course. That's what it can do. Big chunks of damage to them. Also slows them down with a snare. 4 shots and they'd have this tank. I'm not sure if they're going to get it though. There's Angels of Death from the Apothecary's global bar, giving his infantry 50% damage reduction and immunity to all forms of knockback. The March of the Dreadnoughts here from Endor. I'm into this. I don't know how well it's gonna do, but I'm into double Dreadnoughts coming at the Orks. Smack. Those guys went to the wrong neighborhood. It was Dreadnought Town, and they dead. Still have the Beamy Death Gun though for the mech boy. So do you just rush the Dreadnoughts with your knobs here? Because they're going to do a lot of damage. And of course they're resistant to the blasters damage. Do they have any tank busters? They don't. They do have the tank, and they do have that Beamy Death Gun mech boy. 263 to 227. Space Marines have the VP advantage here. They've actually done really well to stay in this, I think. They were kind of beleaguered as they got into tier 3, but they have held the line admirably. Need to get this wreck point back though, Katla. Nob squad have found the Terminators. They did suppress them just in time. Might need to teleport out though. And where's the marked target? I didn't see any marked target. There's User Choppers and Frenzy. User Choppers from the Warboss's global bar, 263 to 207. The trophy rack debuffing damage here is a big problem. Oh, more Terminators. Maybe they can focus down this Warboss. Kicking off in the mid, is it? Yes, it is. Apothecary falls down. Dreadnoughts going in. But there's tank busters. And the beamy and the looted tank. Las Cannon makes the tank back away. Uh-oh, rocks in the back line. This could be really bad. You don't want that when you're trying to hold the line against an Ork push. A really well placed and timed rocks. Yeah, the Venerable's done for. 2 Nob squads are chasing it. In fact, I think both of the Dreadnoughts are going down here. It was fun while it lasted. This guy just needs to turn around and fight. There's Stoicism. Turn around, dude. Boom, there we go. Big old Emperor's Fist. Plasma Cannon fellas need to run. 238 to 207. Has that broken the Space Marines? Because Endor's down to 2 units. Seiya is down to 3. Katla has 4, but 2 of them are Terminators. So that's pretty good. They both have assault cannons here. That should suppress a Nob squad pretty quickly, I think. These flash kits here don't have their blasters. Let's see how quickly. Look at that. That was quick suppression on those Nobs, but they break it with their Frenzy. Marked target is on them. Frenzy only lasts 8 seconds or so, though. But here's a flank from St. Kelly's flash kits. Actually dealt with the Nob squad pretty well there. With the old assault cannon. Well, 2 of them. Can they now tear through the flash kits quickly enough? Because those blasters, yes, that is a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain. Need to back away. Warboss is going to come in and tie one of them up, and he's got heavy armor now, so he's tough as hell. And that constant debuff is bad news. More Terminators, this time from Endor on the west side. So that Space Marines got their natural back. I'm not sure if it was lost actually, but Orks are taking the west side. Seiya, who's still in tier 2, by the way, goes for a whirlwind. Ouch. Yeah, teleport away, fellas. Level 3 Tactical Marines. Maybe get a plasma gun on those guys, you know, because flash kits are heavy infantry. Knobs, of course, are heavy infantry. And plasma guns are pretty good as a grenade. They did get a looted tank. Yeah, they did get a looted tank. I think this is a new looted tank, is it? Or maybe it's not. It's level 2. I don't think it is a new looted tank. 184 to 207. Nob squad is now going to flank the poor Techmarine there of Katla. Apothecary level 6 with combat stims. In on the pain boy, draining his energy with the axe and doing big chunks of damage too. Mark target on the knobs, a good hit from the plasma cannon too. Look how much damage that did with mark target up. I think it hit every model, almost every model. And Space Marines, you know, are retaking the west side. Look at this. I keep counting them out, but they are coming back 173 to 206 now. Look at this though, we have 5 flash kits on the field. I don't know what I can do about that. If they all have blasters and they're all in the same fight. It's not something you can deal with very easily. Stern Guard in melee with knobs, not what they want to be. It's just such a hard combo to deal with. The flash kits and the knobs. And they've been like playing catch up. And I mean, they're doing really well on VPs. But they've had some big losses at kind of vital times. That Rocks in the mid was really bad. And just as they were going into tier 2, Katla lost a bunch of stuff. But they're still fighting. Here's a tarantula turret. It's got those sluggers in its sights. There's a lot of stuff behind the turret as well. Look at the amount of Orks here. Just deleting devastators. Double Terminator's backing away. Shrugging off the regular Daka pretty well. It's those blasters that are the problem. This double whirlwinds for Seer. I mean, you see how it does. Potentially really good disruption. Potentially lots of misses, like right there. Not the most accurate things, whirlwinds. More flash kits. There's going to be 6 flash kit squads. And why not? It's so effective. So effective. They shoot them good. Disrupting that librarian and stunning him. And this is bad news. Actually, the Rocks was pretty well avoided there. That could have been a lot worse from the Space Marines. Knob squad on your Terminators is pretty bad. Where's that shotgun blast, fellas? There it is. Maybe save the model. Ah, the model still drops. 154 to 160. Space Marines just being pinned back here. What is this? Some Stern Guard going for the VP. Really tough to get any momentum going for the Space Marines now. 143 to 160. Apothecary in the front lines. This guy level 7. He's done well. Into some shooter boys now. Heals himself. Maybe wipes him out. Got very close. Very close to getting him. Now taking flash kit shots. Yeah, Seya's down to Plasma Cannon and Whirlwind now. Make that Whirlwind. Flash kits decided to delete the Plasma Cannon. Just removed it from the game files, I think they did that. Oh, look at this. Stern Guard got the decap and then died. Endor just dropped something as well. Remains of one of the dreadnoughts there. Down goes the Whirlwind. Seya is down to 0 units. Fought hard, fought bravely. But the Orks have just overpowered them here. I wonder how it would have gone if that big Rocks didn't hit the mid. Would the dreadnoughts have got away? Would they have done some more work? Wow, those guys just got out of the drop pod and immediately deleted by the flash kits. Level 3. Man, they've got to adjust these guys, surely. I know this is 3v3s. And the balance doesn't concentrate on 3v3s, but I don't think that they've got to get a wind up on those shots. You've got to have a chance to dodge them. There's got to be some kind of counterplay there, other than, you know, melee them. Got to be able, you can't have that much burst damage going in. AoE burst damage as well. Because with Wraithguard you can kind of try and keep moving and they're not going to hit the stuff. Well, not easily because of the wind-up time on those shots. What did disrupt you there? Oh, this guy. His reinforced plating. Double cap for the Orks. Space Marines fought bravely. And did a lot of good stuff. Level 6 Techmarine, level 7 Apothecary, level 5 Techmarine. Didn't agree with the melter gun purchase though on this guy. Any of his other weapons I think would have done a better job. But I mean, they got level 6, they killed a bunch of stuff. Here comes Endor for one last hurrah. Let's see if the flash kits want to remove him from the game. Although it's not as good against a single entity, obviously. I want to see what one burst does to him. That's still pretty nasty. That's 2 bursts from the flash kits. Got to tone down their damage or give them a wind up on their guns or a little bit of both maybe. Venerable Dreadnought number 2 comes in. I like seeing that. And Saya did get to tier 3. How does Space Marines have a 2-to-1 cap here? What is going on? I'm talking like the game is over. Orks are really labouring this win here. Here comes a Venerable Dreadnought. No, he doesn't. He turns around. He runs away. The beamy death gun and the knobs and the tank was enough to make him charge out of there. Warboss taken out. Both of them with power claws, these guys. Wonder how many models those Terminators have killed. I'd love to see in the UI here, I don't know if it's possible with a mod, to get a kill count for each unit and the heroes and stuff. That'd be awesome. Here we see some flash kit fun. They are being suppressed by the assault cannons, which is making it a little bit better. Is it though? They still seem to be shooting at a decent rate. What is the cooldown of these weapons? Because that's how suppression operates. It increases the cooldown of weapons by a lot. But if the weapon doesn't have cooldown, which some weapons don't, like autocannon havocs and stuff. Yeah, they seem to operate pretty well under suppression there. Triple cap for the Orks. Space Marines broken, but they fought to the end, damn it. Those Terminators wiped. There it is with the triple cap. And there's your game. That level 6 Techmarine, level 8 Apothecary by the end. Level 5 Techmarine, level 6 Warboss. Trophy rack is a big pain in the ass. And look at his hit points, up over 2,000. Level 5 Mech did some work with his beamy. And had a battery pack heal going around on the knobs and flash kits and stuff. And a level 7 Warboss for EM7. There you have it, guys. The tough one for the Space Marines. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for playing in the faction war for our amusement, and for Impregnable for organising such things. I'll see you next time.